of the most important parts of the capital budget for 30 years has been the Public Works account. But over the last couple of budgets, that account has been swept and it's almost bankrupt. I know that I have great concerns about it, and so does Senator Mullet. And Mark, maybe you can explain some of the ideas you have for how we can rescue the Public Works projects and the account that we have used as a revolving loan account for the last 30 years.
Yeah, I think that the cities throughout and counties and water and sewer districts can borrow money at 1%, which I know all of us, when we go to buy a house, normally you're paying 4 or 5% to borrow money. And so when you're doing a 20-year sewer project, having a 1% interest rate makes a big difference. And we've got the money in the account. So step one is the money that's already in there, take your hands off it.
Leave it alone.
Screw up what's already in there. And they've never in 30 years had a default. Every single loan has been paid back with their 1% interest, and then we can turn around and loan it out again. So here's this fund. All we at a minimum have to do is let it be on its own. And then if there's other municipalities that aren't getting access to credit, we can create additional things on top of that to try to find ways for them to lower their interest rate. So they're paying, even if they can't get the 1% loan, they're paying something less than 4 or 5%. And that's going to be our challenge.
So this last budget was a big challenge because they swept future loan repayment dollars. $200 million was gone. The program was bankrupted. Luckily, we had a governor come to the rescue, but we're going to have to come up with some solutions.
Yeah, the veto of the $200 million sweep was one of the biggest success stories of the session. And so this fund has lived to fight another day, I think, when we get back in January. Step number one is we have to take our hands off. Like, they have $1 billion in there that's going to get loaned out and paid back for the rest of time as long as we don't screw it up. And then that won't solve all the financing needs of these municipalities, but we can then create additional programs to figure out how to lower their interest rate. And there's going to be a variety of ideas of how we do that, but obviously using the state's credit rating to assist these people is a no-brainer. We have bills that you've sponsored on that, and hopefully we can get
and we can
one
come
of
up
them
with
to finish
some
line.
more good ideas and make sure we can insure Public Works, because as we've seen, there's so much concern now about the safety of our water systems. We have got to ensure the public that we have clean water and we can provide good public works.
There goes Chipper.
Chipper understands.
Well, and I think the more, when you're paying 4 or 5% interest, what ends up happening is you're paying a lot of money in interest payments and not a lot of money for your water and sewer project. So the lower we get the interest payments for these projects, the more of the ratepayer dollars are actually going in to improve the systems, not just pay interest. And that'll be our goal.
That's another chapter on building capital.